Cool. I think we are live. Let's see. Okay, I see some people already in the chat, which is awesome. Cool. Okay, guys, I'm right here in Tennessee, in the United States. Why is everybody checking in from? I can see it in the chat. So we're gonna hang out for like 2 minutes, and then yeah, we're gonna start right on time. We're gonna hang out for a couple minutes to see that everybody is coming in because we had like 50 to 100 people sign up for this masterclass. So I'm super excited. I see it's here. Some people from the UK, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm originally from the Netherlands, and now I'm right here in a tourist town called Pigeon Forge in Tennessee, and that's where I live now. And they have a bunch of shows. So yeah, this is kind of cool too. So for everybody that's early, so throughout the years, I collected a bunch of posters. So you probably recognize the blue one from Francis Brown, King Rap, Rastelli right here on the bottom, Adanos. This was more like back in the day. This poster, the green one, is about 100 years old. And it's a stock photo that jugglers that didn't have a big budget could purchase. And then the printer would put different people's names on it. And the other one, the big one, is one that I use in my shows. All right, let's see if we have people checking in from Taiwan. This is super fun. So welcome everybody. Yeah, let's hang out for a couple more minutes so we have more people, and then we're gonna start with teaching the shower and different variations. So maybe I would like to know about people's level too. Just maybe you can leave in the chat if you already can juggle the shower, like how many people already can do it with three, maybe 4 balls, 5 balls. So I kind of know the level and can kind of adjust. Cool, Lucas, 3 balls. That's good. And we'll get you started with some variations. Also, I'm going to explain hand position and how to learn the shower because the shower was definitely like a tricky pattern for me to get started with. 4 ball shower, that's great. And the cool thing too, if you understand at one point the different patterns that are possible, you can adjust. You can do a bunch of the same concepts and tricks with 3 or 4 or 5. So even if we explain a variation with 3 balls, and you already can do 4, you can take the same principle and you can adjust it and learn that trick later on with 4 or 5 or how far you want to take it. But yeah, we're gonna get started first. I see like a lot of people when they get started with the shower, their hand position is wrong, and it makes it very difficult because it's different. It's a different pattern, as we all know, than the cascade. So let's see. Let's hang out for 1 more minute, and then we're gonna get started. So I got my Jugglequip Infinities right here. I have different sizes and different colors, and yeah, different weights too. Because when I juggle outside, I use a heavier one than when I juggle inside. And also depending on the ceiling color, I have different colors. So contrasting colors. So if here it's like a white ceiling, so maybe I use the orange one, or but the background is orange, I probably use the white one. But that way it sticks out, which is very helpful when you do shows too. Okay, Boston says hello from Lancaster. I was there recently, and then we juggled together at the festival where I was performing at. So cool. Well, I would say let's get started. So I'm gonna move my screen just a little bit, and I'm gonna stand right here. Well, first off, welcome on behalf of Jugglequip. I want to welcome you to this masterclass. My name is Niels Duinker. You can see right there, pretty big ego, so I needed a big poster. But yeah, we're gonna get started with the shower. So it's funny when a lot of people want to start juggling, they always come up and they go, "Hey, I can juggle too." And it's always funny. We get a little annoyed when people do it with 2 balls, but then when you do 3, 4, 5, you can do a lot of great tricks. So I'm gonna assume that some people that are checking in cannot do the shower yet, and they're struggling because when you juggle the cascade, you do this one, your hands they're like this, and then with the shower, when you do the high throw, You want to catch your hand. You want to catch the ball like this. But then you have this weird throw. It feels very strange in the beginning to toss the ball from one hand to the other. If you keep your hands in the same position, just like this, and you throw it straight across, there's a very good chance that you're going to miss the ball. So automatically, you kind of want to turn your hands in just a little bit. So that way you increase the surface for the ball to come into. So that's something that throws off a lot of people that are getting started with this trick. And then the other funky thing is that there's two different rhythms that you can do this trick with. So if you look at this one, right now, I'm making my throws at the same time. So I go together, 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 together. So for anybody that's used to side swaps, it's between the brackets 4x, comma, 2x. So your hands move at the same time. And if you use that tempo, it will open you up to patterns like this one. So if you want to learn the box, being able to do the shower just a little bit on either side will help you a lot. And then you also have the shower, if you're familiar with side swap, and you use alternating. You write it as 5-1, which looks like this. See, I go right, left, right, left, right, left. So that's a little funky. And then the other third thing that messes people up is the position again of their hands. Like some people, they don't know, and they think, okay, I want to really control the one that's low, and then instead of making a nice toss like this, they go for something like this, which makes it more difficult because you add a clawing throw into it instead of keep your hands kind of the same way as what you're already used to when juggling the cascade. So let's get people started. I'm going to explain a couple ways how you can work towards a really nice shower pattern. So when you juggle, in the beginning, you go from the cascade, you go to the half shower. And then when you lower the bottom throw, you end up in the shower. So that's one exercise, one way how you can learn the shower is by going from the half shower, making the throws lower. Another way, just to get you used to the shower, is also you want to practice this bottom throw just a little bit to get the feel for it. So those are two basic steps. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the chat, see if there's any questions. Will there be a record? Yes, like this one, when we end the live stream, it should be automatically updated to and uploaded to YouTube. So you can then watch it. So Lucas, I hope that answers your question. Okay, no other questions. So I'm gonna get now started to the next way to learn the shower. So the shower with 3 balls. You will take 2 balls, and we're gonna kind of remove 1 ball from the pattern. So if you juggle this together, you'll see that the 2 balls, they will follow each other. So you have one set of throws where the ball will come, and then you throw them together. And then the other move would be this one. So together, and then you have nothing. Together, and you have nothing. So if you remember when you learned the cascade, when you learned the cascade pattern, you had this 1-2 move, 1-2, and you did it on either side. So basically, this little step of 1 and together, 1 and together, catch, together, catch. This little drill is the equivalent of this 1-2 exercise in the cascade. So you learn this one, and then later when you put those together, you can go 1, together, 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 together. And then you have your shower pattern. So that got you in the game. You can juggle the shower on one side. When you can do that one, you can learn the shower the other side as well. So I could say my left hand makes all the high throws. It's pretty cool. I can also say variation number 1 is my right hand is going to do the high throws. And you will notice that when you do the high thrust from the other hand, that it's gonna mess you up in the beginning because it feels different. It feels like learning the trick twice. I'm gonna go over to the chat and see if there's any questions. Lucas says yes, great, no new questions. So that's awesome. So um, yeah. Okay, so now assume that we can do it one side and you can do the other side. And when you can do it both sides, you can do your first shower-based trick by alternating. So you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. So that's trick number 1. The ball is still crossed. So trick number 2, also based on the shower, is the box. So it would be, this is the box. As you can see, the bottom part, when I juggle the cascade with the tempo of synchronous throws, or this one, the bottom part that's happening right here is the same deal. So now we just need to adjust and learn the top part of the pattern. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take 2 balls and you're gonna practice this together step. But instead of crossing the ball, the outside ball goes, the white one goes straight up and straight down. And then you do the other side too. So you go boom. And then when you put it together, 2 balls here, 1 ball here, you go 1, 2, 1, 2. And with these steps, I just want to show how to go from one to the other. If you get a little confused, I have a bunch of tutorials that I put here on my YouTube channel, Niels Duinker. And I explain the shower, I explain the box, and the shower with 3, 4, and it goes a little bit more in depth. But also this will be uploaded to YouTube as a replay, so you can watch it that way too. Okay, I see we have a couple more. From Israel, hello. And then Brandon says, how do I stop my throwing hand getting higher and higher? Okay, so if your throwing hand goes up and up and up, it means that your tempo is getting a little out of line. So it's very important to, you can count out loud, for example. You can say, okay, this is the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you can keep that beat, then there's no chance for you to get your hand up because your hand going up will throw you off beat. So that's one way. The other way would be look from it from a mechanical standpoint and to go, okay, if my throwing hand goes up and up and up and up, that means that I'm starting to make different throws. So what I want to do is I want to practice the bottom part of the shower pattern and not and really lock it in place. So that kind of becomes automatic. So you could go back to the step with the 2 and really practice this one. As you see, my catching hand is the one that is a little higher. So usually when I juggle the shower, I'll come a little bit close to the screen. You see my hand that catches is just a tiny bit higher, and it throws from here down just slightly, just a tiny bit. And that way I have more surface area on my hands with the ball coming down in this angle. And then when I throw it down, there's a bigger surface on my hands right here. So, yeah. So let me see. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's see. We got a shot with 5 balls. So right now I'm explaining the shot with 3 balls, and the same principles apply for 4 and 5. So the way you want to position your hands For example, when I learned the 5, I had the same problem, but just with a higher number. But then the same way to fix that and learn it those are the same steps. But then also on my YouTube channel, I have tutorials with 4 and 5 as well. So right now, because the topic is the basic pattern and some variations, that's what I'm getting everybody started with 5 balls. And if you have any questions too, feel free to send me a message through Facebook or my website. Yeah, so now we have a couple variations with the way synchronized throws. Now we can do a variation that looks pretty cool with alternating throws. So we go 5, 1, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. This is the same pattern, but it looks pretty. It's pretty cool because it goes so fast. You can make it faster and faster. And that's if you wonder, like Victor Key, he has a beautiful shower pattern in his act. And one time he explained to me how he did it. So it was, as you can see, the same pattern, but your hand position is different. So it's in this version, you throw the ball a little higher, and you really have your hand like this. And it's every time when it comes down, you kind of smack it into your throwing hand as fast as possible. And this one, it's kind of locked in place. So you catch it, smack it, it's kind of locked in place and throws it out. So it's kind of like a low, this kind of the shape of the pattern. Boom. So the way to learn this one is you start with the normal shower, and then you kind of move your hand into this position, and you really think every time the ball comes, you kind of want to push it down into your throwing hand as fast as possible. So start with normal one. In the beginning, it doesn't look as good, but then you get, you're gonna go faster and really smack it into your hand. And it's like a waterfall, like an upstream waterfall. It's almost like the salmon just jumping out of the water and you smack them back. So that's a really nice shower variation. So let's see if I have a couple more. 5-ball back crosses. Cool. So we have that one, and all these drills with the basic shower helps you in other tricks as well. So for example, say you want to learn the side stroke 5-3-1, which looks like this one. As you can see, the 2 low ones, it's almost like a mini shower figuration in the pattern. So the shower is a really cool trick by itself, and it creates also variations for other tricks. So it helps you to learn other tricks. So for example, if I say I'm gonna take this ball and I keep it on the outside, so you can say, hey, I'm just gonna do this one. So as you can see, the white ones, they move in a cascade kind of shape right here. But they don't have to. You can also say, I'm gonna alternate it, and those 2, I'm gonna have them move in a mini shower right here. So I'm gonna go. And if you go faster, go. Let's see, let's check in if you have any questions. No more questions. Okay. Then we're gonna go for another shower variation, which is pretty cool, and it applies. I'm gonna explain it now with 3. Thereafter, I'm gonna show it with 4. You can do it with 4, 5, 6, 7, but the principle is as follows: you juggle the shower, and you throw one high, and then you can do another shower throw underneath, which is called a high-low shower. In the beginning, learning this one is going to mess you up a little bit because you have a shower throw and another shower throw underneath. So the balls in the air, they change position in your pattern. But the easiest way to learn is just like you start with the shower and go, I'm going to go 1 high, 1 low. 1 high, 1 low. And some questions about four, you could do it with, let's see, the ceiling and the angle here too. All right, let's see. I'm going to go to the screen again. Um, do I practice the shower with more balls on both sides? Should be concerned about. Yes, I. It's funny because in for my show, I just do it from one side. So of course I want to have that side absolutely rock solid. When I have tried it the other way too, and I can do it a little bit. It doesn't feel as natural, and I did it a little bit to create pathways in my brain. That if I, for example, want to do 9 7 5 3 1, which is a really cool pattern with five, and you almost have all these shower-like patterns coming from both sides, then my brain understands. Okay, that's the way those balls move, and this way it's easier to learn. So I would say learn it on both sides as much as you can. I have a net off side, and you probably will have two. But yeah, for my show, I do that show all the time, and I need that one side. So commercially, I just focus on that one. But if I would be learning more tricks, I would say learn both sides as much as you can because it will definitely help you. And also, if you do more balls, like I would advise getting different sets of Jugglequip balls too, because if you do a shower with six or seven, probably the size large that you will like for juggling three is going to be too big. So then you want to get a medium set and a small set as well, just for the different numbers, because like the weight of it and the strength and the speed. So that's a way you can help yourself with different numbers too, just to get multiple sets. From the Netherlands, Hans. Um, yeah, okay. And Jonas, is it normal that I can juggle shower better with my left hand and my right one? Yeah, I think everybody has their natural favorite side, and that's why it's, especially if you want to learn shower like tricks, that you learn the other side too. But you have your natural side, what will comes more naturally and quicker. So let me show you this variation too, which I really like. It's so as you can see, my hands throw at the same time. It's a shower-like variation, but it incorporates multiple heights and it's the one direction. So I really like the look of this trick. So the way you can learn this one, you need to practice this move. Let me see. Yeah, so I start with the shower with synchronized throws, and then I go for one set that is higher. So I throw a four right here and a 6x over here. If you know side swap, but if you don't know side swap, it looks like this. And then you will feel when those two balls are in the air like this, that you have a little bit of extra time right here, and that's where you can shower the ball underneath. So it feels like this one, but like the high one goes very high. So you go boom, boom. And then you will feel that when you keep everything to this side, you make this throw one, this throw set one, that you can get into this pattern. Okay, that was maybe the explanation. This one was a little bit poor, but I hope when you watch the replay that you can figure it out because I really like it. I want to throw it in, but I didn't think well enough about how to explain it. Can I explain the four ball shower with one high? Yeah, I will do the high low shower with four in just a little bit because I have one more principle uh, technique that was multiplex, throwing multiplex throws into your shower that you can incorporate in a multiple ways as well. So I will want to do that first, and then I can explain how to get started with the four ball shower because the first couple throws are a little wonky, they're a little different, and then we can do a couple. I can explain the high low shower, and then thereafter I will do question and answers for the if people have some questions. So Okay, so the multiplex. Doing a multiplex means you throw two balls at the same time, which is kind of cool. When you do the shower, instead of one throw, you can do two. And the way you do that, you have one ball that you have in your hand, just like this. One ball in your hand, just like that. And then when you flick your fingers, this ball will get less force. This one will get more force. So this will throw higher. This will go lower. So the way it looks. And the cool thing is when you do a throw like that, they will come down in different timing. So you go 1, 2. So that's almost like a 2-ball shower variation on its own. So when you add this into a 3-ball shower, for example, you do the normal shower, and what you will do, you will wait. You'll wait one beat with your left hand, or like with the hand that does the high throws. And then they come down, you go 1, 2, you collect the 2, and then you split them again. So the way this looks is going. So with 3 balls, it's cool, but it's pretty basic. It gets real nice when you add more balls to it because there's multiple places in the shower pattern where you can put the multiplex. So for example, if you do the same deal with 4, you can go. So when you do with 4, you can pick which balls you want to attach to each other. So you can say, okay, I'm gonna couple 2 balls. So basically I'm doing a 3-ball shower with one throw. It's just the 2. Or you can say I'm gonna have a lap in between where, so let me explain. So you can say, see now those 2, they work together. Or I can just not worry about it and go. Do them as soon as my hands are available. Put 2 balls into each other. And that's how you can do it with 4. With 5, you have even more options to do the shower that way. Let me see. Can I explain? Okay, the high-low we're going to do next. Slightly different than David's Dilemma. I don't know the side swap of David's Dilemma. Like, I've been performing so many shows, and like I looked at all those names about 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So if this is a newer name, I'm not familiar with that. But if somebody types the side swap of it, I could probably figure it out how to explain it. Yeah, so these are some of the variations. So if anybody has a question, a comment, or something that they want to see a little bit more in depth explained, I can do that right now. What about triplex in a 4-ball shower? That's a great one. So that would be yeah, like the 4-ball version of what we just did with the 3 balls. And the way I do that, I have my throwing hand, and then my throwing hand has 2, and then my receiving hand that does low throws has 1, and then I throw them at the same time. So instead of a stack with 2 balls, you end up with a stack with 3 balls. So it goes. So you go. And then you really want to look at the spacing in between the balls. So say the first 2, they go pretty tight to each other. And then the bottom one there's a big gap. Well, that means that probably you need to flick your wrist just a little bit more. So there's a bigger gap between the 2. So you can really create different shapes. So say if this one I want to keep very low and this one I want to go pretty high, I need to do a lot of wrist flick with this one. So go. Or if you say I want to have them pretty tight to each other, because that's what the tempo that my pattern needs, you don't do as much wrist action and you do more with your arms. So then you can have them kind of close to each other. So this one versus this one, and the difference is the amount of wrist action creates the space in between, and the arm motion creates the height of the two combined. So let me see if I can fit it in here with the height to do the triplex. All right, another shot. One more time. Let's see. It's funny, the roof is like tilted right here, so I'm throwing them backwards. There we go. And it's funny too with this triplex, like the way I gather all the balls. At one point I have them like this, ready to go for the throw. There's just one ball kind of hanging in the air. And then that's my cue. When it comes down, I do the entire set of throws. And then I get them all sorted again. So I end up in this position. Then I wait for the one. And then when that one comes down, I do the multiplex throws. Let's see. How do you do 6 through 3 to not throw the 6 and the 3 at the same time? Okay, that 6 through 3 is a great trick. It's not a shower-based trick. So Jonas, if you want to hang out near the end of the session, I can give you some tips on that. Thank you for the triplex. Okay, 6, 4, 0. Okay, so anything with those, with Dave's dilemma, which is also a shower-based trick. As you can see, everything between brackets means that your hands do something at the same time. So it's very important then, normally when you juggle, say one repetition of 4 object, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. With this one, it's together. I always think together, together, together. So the tempo is a little slower, but it's very important that you, as your anchor to throw, make sure that the throws are together at the same time. And then you want to figure out the right height. So 6x and 4. There needs to be a beat, like a 1 beat in between. So 6x, 4, boom, 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 boom. When they come down, so I throw at the same time together, and I go boom, boom. And if you lose that anchor and you lose the timing, then balls come down when you don't expect them, and you lose the entire pattern. So I would say, yeah, just focus on making sure throws are at the same time, and then really think of this one set of throws, and try to do those sets as pure as possible. And then they come down a different height, and you can do the pattern. Brandon, you mentioned round body shower. Can you explain what is that the trick? You mean like the Victor Key variation? You want to see that again, or what do you want with it? Nick says, thanks for hosting. Great. Nick, thanks for checking this out. Good to see you all the way from Lancaster. So, yeah. Do you practice? Okay. I think then we got all the basic variations that I wanted to explain. And then we're going to go to the special request, which was the 4-ball shower, and then the 6-3-3. So 4-ball shower, there's 2 ways how you can start. You can start with 2 balls in each hand, or with 3 and 1. And I remember when I learned it, I had a bit of a difficulty with either. So I tried to learn them both. And this start with this hand position helped this one. So I practiced them both, and at one point my brain put it together, and then I could do the 4-ball shower. Because the 4-ball shower, it's like the 3-ball shower, but you have to fit in one more ball. And it's kind of weird because in the beginning you don't know where to place it, you don't know the tempo of it. It's kind of the same if you juggle 3 balls and you want to learn 5. You kind of recognize the 3-ball cascade in the 5-ball cascade. There's almost 1 extra layer of throws in there. And that's the same with 4 balls. You need to make sure that the order of the balls stays the same, because if one goes lower, one goes higher, they don't come down when you expect them to. So the 4 balls, the shower, looks like this. And again, you can do it in two different ways. You can do it with your hands moving at the same time, or you can have it with your hands alternating. Yeah, if you decide to start with two balls with one hand, two balls in the other, you have to get rid of the two from one hand first before you can start doing this throw. So you go left, left, right. And if you're right-handed, it would be the opposite. So you go the throwing hand, so you go high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. So in the beginning, it's weird. When you juggle, you're so used to left, right, left, right. When you start the shower this way, you have to make two throws first with the hand that does the high throws, and then you can go into your rhythm of or together or alternate. So that's one thing that's threw me off when I learned this trick the first time. Well, if you decide to do it with three balls here and one here, it's a little easier in the beginning to understand the concept because you need to get high, 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 and then you get into it. So it's a little less confusing what I found than high, high, and then get into it. But the hard part is that you need a little bit more strength with the strong hand. Plus, you need to get used to making this throw 3 times before you can finally get back to your normal rhythm of left, right, or together that you're used to. So yeah, the way this looks is go high, 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 boom, boom, boom. Even if you look carefully, my first one was not where it should be. It was a little too high. Then my second one was a little too low, and then I could correct it. But if I just learn it, there would be no chance. It would be on the floor. So it's kind of hard because you need to make 3 really good throws to get used to it. And with this one, you only need to make 2 good throws to get into it. So, but yeah, you can do either way. So the way you hold this ball number 1, this ball, I move it over to here. This ball number 2, and then the last one rolls from here to here, and I throw it. So I always catch the balls kind of this part of my hands, fingers go around it, and then I can make a nice throw. So and you go 1, 2, 3, boom, boom. Yeah, and then again, you can say, if you combine the 4-ball shower with multiplex throws, you can say, I'm gonna almost do like the 2-ball shower, but each throw is gonna be a multiplex. So that's So let's see if we have any more questions and how we're doing on time. We're like 40 minutes in. So let's take a couple more questions, a couple variations, and then wrap this up. Did I already teach the shower around the waist throws? Nick, I did not. And the reason was that because I was in Amish country and they have such great food. So I probably need to extend the throws a little bit. But yeah, the way with that one, the way I saw Victor do it, you kind of need to lean back because you need to learn this throw and then around it. So I've never really spent much time on it, but I do know that the pattern, of course, the throws, they cannot go too much to the front or to the back. So it's almost when you look at this angle that the throw needs to go like this. So the way you will do it, you will stand kind of into the pattern and then you lean back. So you can catch it here and then you throw it right there. And then I would say learn the same steps, go through the same steps as when you learned the shower. So in the beginning we explained this motion and this one. So here there's a gap and here and yeah. So you learn a bit of different beat and then you do this variation behind the back and then you do the same steps. This is learning 3, but then with this way, leaning back and kind of standing in the middle of the pattern. So that's how I would learn it. And if you have any more questions, you have my Facebook as well. Um, Column shower. Probably I have. I just don't know that name right now. If I see the side swap, I probably can explain if that's what you want to learn. But like, I don't think right at the bat, like seeing that name that I've played with it. Um, yeah, let's. There's one more, the 633, which was not a shower really, but yeah, let's throw it in as well. And we'll give people the time. If they have a couple more questions, type them out. I will answer those. And if I've answered all the questions, then we're at the end of the session. So, oh, and speak about that, we have some cool stuff because Jugglequip, 10 years. That's unbelievable. So we want to celebrate. And one way I wanted to celebrate it too, because through ndjuggling.com, I've published a bunch of juggling books, like historical juggling books. For example, all these names of these great jugglers behind me, they're in those books. So right now, if you need a new set of Jugglequip balls, which I think you always do because they're the best, but then also they don't wear out as quick. So if you want to get yourself a new set of juggling balls, if you put in the coupon code Niels Book Gift, Book Gift, you will get the first 10 people will get a free special history juggling book with their order. So yeah, if you want to learn more ball juggling, learn about the history of juggling, order an extra set of Jugglequip. You could go for a different color. Say you juggle outside, or say you juggle inside, and the juggling balls you use inside with the ceiling don't work outside. Get the same type of juggling ball, just the same weight and size, and then you have one for the different environments where you practice. Or say you get yourself a set of numbers balls, but are a little smaller. If you want to work on your seven, for example, and then you have a different set for three. So I think there's always a good reason to sell yourself an extra set. But yeah, Neil's book gift if you decide to order that. And thanks, Ben. Thanks for the compliment. Um, yeah, so the weird thing going to, I think it was Lucas asked about 633. So the weird thing is the timing because you're used to doing a six, a certain height, and then doing the threes below. But usually, what you're going to do most likely is you're going to throw the threes a little bit higher than you used to because you're panicking that the six is so high in the air. So you probably throw them a little bit out of beat, a little bit higher, and there you kind of lose time. So you lose time, but there still needs to be in order for the trick to work. You want the six to come back when you want it to. So most likely in the beginning, you want to throw the six a lot higher. So maybe say we're working on 10 balls, you want to throw it on the height of a 10, and then you have more time to think what to do with this throws below because you want to keep the rhythm right. So let's see, even for me, I've not worked on this one for a while. So that's 633. And yeah, now seeing it, the high one goes so way out that yeah, make it really high and really force yourself to keep in this timing right here. Because you got it's very easy to lose it. And then if you lose it, the pattern is gone. But if you keep high and really focus on the tempo as your ground, even if you keep the tempo right and the ball comes down too quick, just let it drop on the floor and use that as feedback that you go, okay, I need to go higher. So you want to keep focusing on the tempo right here. So you have this part, the three parts. Um, you keep it tight, and then the six just need to fit in. And in the beginning, if it doesn't fit in, you will get the feedback by drops. Like, was it too high? Was it too low? And then you can make those adjustments. And thereafter, your brain will calculate it and will click, and then you can do the trick. So let's see. We have okay. Yeah, thanks. The coupon code is now in the chat as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. I hope that this opened up some new shower opportunities for you to learn new tricks. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can go to my social media right here. Shoot me a message directly. Um, and then if you need different juggling balls, you know where to get them. Best ones in the market. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. I think that's it. So have a great day. Enjoy juggling. It's gorgeous weather right here, so I'm gonna do some juggling myself, and then I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye bye.